I've asked artists on Fiverr to make the most insane Warhammer conversion of this dragon kit. But not only that, I've also asked one of the world's best painters to paint the exact same miniature. So let's see what we got and how our own paint jobs of this dragon holds up to Fiverr artists. Let's do this. So, some of the most fun that I've ever had on this channel is when we do these videos. We go on Fiverr and let people paint our miniatures for us. So freaking inspiring. And as you know, we're about to release this dragon. Yes, when this video comes out, it's already out. But when we record this, it's like 2 months
it's
from
like
now.
Time traveling.
Yeah, so my idea was we find a couple of artists on Fiverr. We ask them to do whatever they want with the dragon. Convert it for Warhammer, do their own paint scheme, do display, I don't care.
Imagine if they were to turn out great, and then we can like
That would be epic.
sell them.
That's enough of an intro. Let's hop on Fiverr. Let us find some artists and then let's freaking go. Let's search for Warhammer painting. Let's go. There is so much here. You kind of want it to look good. You don't want to take one to just like bash on them. Kind of want us to find some really nice ones to get
here we
cool
have some
conversions.
cool painter monkey.
That's kind of nice. Jonathan. This guy loves OSL. Look at him go.
Oh, here we have someone, Fred A. This person makes conversions.
There is so many artists on Fiverr. I remember when I did the first Fiverr video, there was like 10 miniature painters on Fiverr, and now it's like pages upon pages upon pages. Ooh, what the hell? This one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna message a bunch of people here. Stan V, this one is gonna get the message. Nice colors, I like it. High contrast, very good. You'll get messages.
Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jonas freaking B. I'm gonna acquire him because it's just a safe bet. He can never fuck up.
We need one more at least. I think it's gonna be quite expensive because when you send them like the size of the mini, everyone is like, oh, it's gonna be like $1,000. But just having 2 feels like bad. So I'm gonna ask Mindwork Games to just pay us more money for this video because otherwise we're not gonna be able to afford food this month. Okay, Lucas, let's do heavy paints for the last one. His paint jobs are always freaking insane. Let's take him on Fiverr. Let's see what the prices are, and we come back when we have magic dragons. We're freaking month and a half, and we're back. Are you excited? Let's see what we got. We got the first one from the world's best painter, Lucas.
Oh yeah, I painted it.
Yeah, no, David Aroba painted a mini. Here it is, Lucas. It is so beautiful. This was his box art for it. So now we have a reference point to see what the other guys have done, if they made conversions, if they just painted it as is, if they made it for Warhammer. I'm kind of excited to see because this one is freaking lit. So let's bring out package number 1. I'm excited. Let's go.
Okay, it says fragile, handle with care on the box. Should we just shake it?
Just throw it out the window. I'm kind of nervous. There is a little note here. Thank you, Emil and Lucas. It's a dragon on the photo. Who could it be?
Oh, we have a dragon.
It is Jonas B, mother truckers. Jonas B asked for $1,000 for his paint job, which is so much money, but thanks to this week's sponsor, obviously, we managed to pay it. But, oh my lord, what in the frick has he done?
So this is obviously a conversion.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty, I think it's a pretty
if you bring forth the plastic dragon,
yeah,
like we can clearly see that it has been a conversion.
So one thing that I think is kind of cool, he's changed the neck. It's like upside down, so that it spins to the left instead of to the right.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I think that's kind of a brilliant idea. But that also means that he has the spikes underneath it.
Yeah.
Instead of on the top. But I think it kind of works. I wouldn't have noticed directly if we wouldn't have designed this kit.
I think it's a pretty cool conversion. It's like using the negative space of the plinth, which
Yeah.
is a really cool way of sort of displaying it.
Yeah, it also like completely, because like the pose of the legs is like this, but the dragon is still, so he must have done like a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a bit of sculpting around the connection part of the legs.
Yeah. And I kind of like that it feels like it's in motion. The hand is kind of mid-air, like it's about to like land and it's trying to find the grip on the thing. Also on the base.
Yeah.
He's done a conversion of the pillars, so he filled out some of the gaps and sanded it. Made a freaking watchtower.
Pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. What do you think of the paint job? The cast light and all of that?
I think it really works. Like the colors themselves work nice
Yeah.
together. It might not be colors and tones that I personally would have picked, but that just goes to show that you can do a lot of things with painting Warhammer.
Yeah. It does have a little bit of like an evening like atmosphere with like the purple shadows, and you have a warmer tones. It is a little bit beige, like as a whole. So everything kind of blends together a bit, becomes a little bit saturated. But all in all, personally, I freaking love the conversion. The paint job I still think is really cool. Nice textures up here. It's a nice one. Is it gonna win? Is it gonna beat one of the others? Let's open another one, and then I guess we can see in the end we like place them in our favorite order.
Yes.
Let's bring out package number 2. While Lucas brings this package out, let's talk about this week's sponsor, Paradise. Paradise is a waste punk board game by Mindwork Games. And Mindwork Games, well, they are known for some of the coolest and best looking miniatures in the hobby. Paradise is a fast-paced, skirmish-style board game set in a savage, post-apocalyptic world where strategy and firepower collide. You play with rivaling factions, battling out to fight over territory and resources. As mentioned, they are known to make some of the coolest looking miniatures in the hobby, and this game is no exception. The design of these minis is just world class. So if you're into board games or miniatures, this is gonna be for you. But what is miniatures without a really good game? It blends tactical movement, dice-driven combat, and card-based surprises, creating a thrilling tabletop experience. And they've spent a ton of time making this game good for both experienced players as well as beginners, meaning that you can sit down and play the game the first time with someone who's done it before, and you'll be able to enjoy the experience without having to read through 50 pages of rules that some other games require you to do, while at the same time leaving enough tactical and strategyness in the game so that you can enjoy it for a long time, making it a really fun experience. The Paradise Game Found campaign starts on June 18. What I would recommend you guys to do is to go sign up to the campaign now, because if you do, when you then back the campaign, you'll get a free exclusive campaign miniature, Chiron, Rust, and if you do enjoy any of the minis we've shown in this ad, I think it's definitely worth to check out. But now, let's get back to dragons. So, Lucas, this is Stan V, who has painted a mini. He asked for $800, and the question is, are we gonna get an even better paint job? Boom! Oh, damn! Dude, the textures of the skin.
This one is
My
painted.
god, this one is... Oh, look at this wing. Look at this gradient from the like super vibrant red with the veins kind of shining through on the skin. It looks almost like it's transparent but glowing from the inside. And the textures of the face is like every single part has been painted with like a purpose.
I really like the subtle glow of the like fiery breath.
Yeah. Yes, the snake eyes on it. My god. Just the paint job on this one I think is...
Really nice.
I think it's better than ours.
He might have just spent more time.
Yeah.
There's also like a little resin pour on the base.
Yep.
So
Which is nice.
I
It's
have
not
to say,
converted for
no.
Warhammer, but I think it's still epic.
It is just straight out of the kit with some resin on it.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
So the dragon, I think this is the best painted dragon we've seen so far. I think it's better than yours, mine, at least in terms of like how technical it's been painted. But I think the base is kind of the most boring one, because this one has so much atmosphere, and I think the base is kind of flat. It doesn't at all have the same like work with volumes and atmosphere. So I would have loved to see the base a little bit darker. Also another negative, this wing is like 10 times better looking than this wing. But overall,
It's a freaking beauty.
This is a legendary piece. 800 bucks though, if you pay taxes, if you pay insurance, all of that shit. You have to charge about 40 bucks to get 20 bucks an hour. And that means that he has spent a maximum of 20 hours on this one. 2.5 workday. And I think for 2.5 workday, we have gotten so much bang for buck.
Yeah.
So let's bring out the last one and then we do our conclusion on which one we think is the best.
I see something.
Does this mean that we have a package from Javi Paints?
Yeah, and I see something. This little Spanish fucker has left us a shit.
But I think it's because we at some point said the only thing he can make look like shit is a poop mini.
It does look like shit.
It does look like poop. Let's bring out the dragon. I want to see the dragon. Ah! Fuck yes! I like you freaking goblins! So Javi Paints asked for 2,300 euros for this paint job, and not only did the sponsor have to pitch in a bunch of money, we found a buyer for this one. Trust us when we say we cannot make a video and pay 4,000 euros per video. 2,300 euros, because it's a massive dragon. I think this is a reasonable price to have a fully painted dragon like this, but let's judge the painting. First of all, goblins. It doesn't get better than goblins.
I really like the comic-y, Games Workshop-y, Warhammer-y vibe to this dragon. And then there's just something nice when you have this more like a little bit more comic-y style, and then you transfer this into the super like simplistic and nice plinth. It's
There's a couple of things that really stand out for me. The Doom Diver is such a nice like little touch that doesn't take focus, but when you like look at the piece, there's like more things to find. I also really love how well the strap for the handle for the Dragon Rider goes in with the horns and is like connected to the horns. And even the saddle, like it's like a perfect conversion. I think it's super like subtle but tasteful. When it comes to the paint job, my favorite part of it is actually the Goblin Rider. I think that one is a standout in terms of painting for me. What do you think of the dragon paint job?
I think this one is probably meant to look at and interpret as like a whole thing. When your eye blends all of these amazing paints and tones together, it looks really good. But when you start looking at like the individual parts, like the wings, they're a bit boring.
Yeah, they're kind of flatly painted, so it's like black with a very dark purple on top of it. So it doesn't really stand out a ton on a lot of the parts.
But then when you look at it as a whole, then
it's really nice. I like the base too. I think the base is like nicely muted, painted.
And I really like the removal of the extra
rocks. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I think the dragon's head is so beautiful. The pinkish skin tones around the mouth that goes out into the green, I think is really beautiful. The only thing that I'm maybe not a fan of is the blues. It's like another color that doesn't really add to the composition.
I really like the blues.
Yeah, but personally I think that's, if I would change something, it would have been the blues. But I really like the green too. It's like a green wyvern, works with the goblin theme, which is nice. Do you have anything more you want to add?
I really like the orange on the neck as well.
Similar to the Stan V paint job, which is really nice. So if we gotta grade these now as a group, obviously we have David Arroba's paint job, which is fantastic as well. I think this is a lovely color scheme, but I do think when it comes to painting on the dragon, Dan is my pick out of the four, just because you see that he has spent so much time on every highlight, every texture. It's really nicely contrasted. The wings are like lit on fire, and I love it. When it comes to conversion, I think this one is most tasteful. If I would like have anyone in my army, it would probably be this one. This conversion is the biggest one. He's just made the biggest change, I guess.
Yeah.
So which one is your favorite?
I think out of all of these, my favorite is probably the one from Javi.
The most expensive one?
Expensive taste, what can I say?
I think Stan, in terms of paint job, I think in terms of emotions, I think it's Javi Paints as well. Which means that the cheapest one and the most expensive one gets our recommendations. If you guys want to pick out one of these dragons for yourself, right now we're running a campaign for it. So you get 69 euros for a dragon, or if you buy 2 dragons, you get 1 free. On top of that, you can check out our Squidmar Ultra Mark II airbrush, which is probably the best beginner airbrush to get out there. And the last thing we have on the campaign is obviously the paint set.
If you want to paint glowing freaking weapons, eyes, shade your minis using great inks.
Squidmar special effects paint set that works perfectly together with the essential set that we released last year. And of course, as always, we're making tutorials for these, the paint sets on our second channel, Squidlebits, as well. So go check it all out now. It's only like 2.5 weeks left on the campaign or something like that. And after that, it's gonna cost more money. So go check it out now.
And as always, massive thanks to this week's sponsor, Mindwork Games.
And of course, massive thanks to all of our amazing patrons. Without you guys, we would not be able to take out the salary, and we can spend some of the sponsors' money and other people's money on ordering beautiful minis for this video. With that said,
have a great day.